I knew that we would have this moment of feminist movement building when we had an uprising in 2014 after the killing of Michael Brown in Ferguson. And I knew it because history tells us that feminist movement building always follows movements for racial justice. If you look at the 19th century, you have black women and white women organizing around abolition in the 1830s. You have Mariah Stewart, who is the first black woman to ever speak before mixed race and gender audiences. And she's a black woman from Boston. So we give the credit for the women's movement to Seneca Falls in 1848, but really it starts with a black woman in the 1830s in Boston. Then Seneca Falls happens because white women are like, well, we're looking at how these enslaved folks are being treated, and there's much of our condition that is similar to theirs. And then if you fast forward to the 20th century, the same thing happens again. You have folks who are organizing on behalf of civil rights, including white women who are coming down to the South in the summer of 1964. They're observing what's happening with black folks, and all of a sudden they say, wait, we are also stuck in these conundrums in our lives, and we don't have full freedom. And then you get the women's liberation movement of the 60s and 70s. The same thing happens again in the 2010s. In 2014, 3 black women galvanized this country to fight back against police killings of unarmed black people. They do this with a specific and inclusive focus on queer black folks, trans black folks, and they say we're going to get this one thing right about the 60s, which is we're going to have a gender-forward movement for black liberation. They're feminist, and they claim feminism. And then after that, when Donald Trump is elected, this is why white women know what to do. Because for the this is why they know, right? Because for the better part of a decade, they've been watching folks around the country rise up and say, we will not deal with these injustices. And so it doesn't take anything away from our movements to be reminded that when oppressed folks rise up, the reason that we want that to happen is because it clarifies our condition and it gives us a vision for who we could be if we were willing to fight for it.